Are you a sensible kind of person? Well, then I strongly recommend picking up one of the hardest to find sports titles immediately. I am the Game Collector, and this is Second Opinion Games, and today we do a review of International Sensible Soccer for the Atari Jaguar.
Second Opinion Games.
Okay, honestly, when I first turned this game on and got into my first match, I thought it was some type of joke. I mean, seriously, the graphics here, well, I'm not going to call them bad. I should just maybe call them sensible. They're just little guys. It's kind of like I was playing cannon fodder all over again. Well, I believe this game was made by the same people that made cannon fodder, so that's okay. At least they have a pedigree of making great, fun games that are usually very hard. And that's no difference here. Sensible Soccer, even on the easier stages, is still very hard. I had a very difficult time scoring goals. Now, you guys all know that I'm no crazy sports buff. However, once every 4 years or so, I really like watching the World Cup and getting into some soccer. I remember, I believe it was 1994, where Brazil faced off against Ireland in the World Cup. So that being said, Ireland or Brazil would probably be your best bet if you want to try and get some wins under your belt in this game. Honestly, in any soccer game, just pick Brazil most of the time, and you'll usually do fine. I started playing a type of tournament mode because there is more than one type. Matter of fact, there's a lot. World Cup, League of Justice, I don't even know. There's tons of them. And hopefully I don't get too much heat for this, but I picked Israel. And believe it or not, I was doing some pretty good scoring with them. And scoring is pretty fun too. When you do score a point, it shows an instant replay. If you hit the star button on your controller, you could actually save the past 5 seconds of the match there, where it captures your highlights. And at the main screen, you could go back and watch your highlights again and again. That is pretty awesome, and something that I really didn't think a game as simple and sensible as this would have. Music? Well, in the menus, there is some pretty decent sounding music, but in game, it's all the ambient sounds. It's the crowds chanting and whistles blowing, and it, believe it or not, just sucks you into the game even farther. The strategy? Well, that's another thing altogether. Okay, so here's an easy strategy. Keep the ball as far away from your net as possible. If your goalie does happen to touch the ball, have him hold on to it for a little while to get your players time to get set. Then, kick the ball away and keep the pressure on their goalie. Keep a lot of people in front of the net and create a lot of confusion. That should give you pretty good odds to get an easy goal. And usually scoring goals is very difficult. The matches here run lightning fast. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. The 3 minutes is really quick and you're under a lot of pressure. You might only get 1 or 2 goals a match, or 1 or 2 goals against you a match. It gets crazy. And believe it or not, all of the rules of soccer here are dead on. And when you're chasing after someone, don't do a slide tackle, you'll probably get a card or the whistle blown against you. Which means, as fast as all these little guys are moving, you have to have perfect timing. They get to the ball fast, and they close in on you fast, so don't be afraid to kick the ball away with the C button. The buttons themselves, oh my god, you could play through this entire game with maybe only hitting the C button and the directional pad. Because every button does a slide, every button does a header, and every button does a type of kick. Now, you could use the A or B button to pass, but honestly, people close in on you so fast, you're better off just kicking it hard. Get the ball in front of the net and do a header, put it in. All of these things are absolutely fluid and great. I like the fact that I don't need to use all the buttons on the controller. I can just play a very simple, sensible game of soccer. And this is probably the best sports game on the Jaguar that's at least not an arcade version of such. It's just a great sports game. and really fun and really hard to find. I mean it, guys. Check out eBay and see how many copies of Rayman are on there, which is known for being a rare game, and look for a copy of this game. It's just not going to happen. There's also a lot of depth in the teams. There are so many teams to choose from, and you could even edit them and move them around. You could pick your defense, you could look at your opponent's defense and offense, you could pick so many things in this game. It's actually amazing. Between the highlight reel, all the teams with players' names, and all these other things, owning this game is a complete no-brainer, at least if you're a soccer fan. But that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you like this review, please subscribe, and you won't be sorry if you did, because if you even kind of like the Atari Jaguar, I am working my way through every single one of them. And some of my earlier reviews that didn't possibly turn out so well, in the future, after I'm done, I'll even re-review those, do a top 20, and give you the very best award ceremony I possibly can. So, thanks again, guys.